May profits be upon you. Welcome to the second part of the weekly Forex forecast. This is where I go over the major pairs. All right. Remember, I'm going over the analysis for the futures. All right. And that's basically the exact same thing, basically the same thing as the major pairs of the Euro USD, Pound USD, Aussie USD, New Zealand dollar, USD, Canadian dollar. Things change here. All right. The Canadian, the CAD in the futures when it's traded on the spot is traded against the US dollar. So it's CAD USD, not USD CAD. So when I go over this, the CAD analysis, just remember to think in terms of the mirror image or the 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 opposite. If I'm talking bullish with the CAD, think bearish on USD CAD. You understand? But if you remember one thing, the theme throughout this the analysis I'm about to put forth for these the major pairs is I'm shorting against a USD US dollar. I am shorting the US dollar. My view is the US dollar has been weakened because of Jerome Powell you know looking uh, to lower the interest rates, and that you saw how it affected the markets on Friday, sparked a beautiful rally, and that's what we want to see. We want to see the markets hit all-time highs and all that good stuff, and that means the dollar gets a little weaker against the other currencies. So just remember that. All right. And we can start with the Dixie right now. If we just go to take a quick look on the weekly, you can see look at this weekly candle. This was last week's candle. That is big time. And what did we do? We came all the way to the swing low, came all the way to the swing low. We did not close below it. Could that be coming? Quite possibly, because this is the low that we want to hit. This is the low that'll bring the markets and keep the risk on environment in the markets. All right. Right now we have a risk on environment, and that's a good thing. All right. So if we take out that low, that's all the better for those following the equity markets, right? And you can see that there's plenty of potential here for a fair value gap to develop on a weekly basis, right? So we got to see what the how next week closes. The deal is when you come to swing lows like this, and price takes that low, you have to think that there was a lot of liquidity, which is why price came down there in the first place. Once it grabs that liquidity, there's going to be a pullback, and this is natural because in a downtrend you got a low, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low. That's the way it works. All right. Uh, as soon as it takes these lows, it will pull back. It will pull back. It takes those lows and pulls back. Takes those lows and pulls back. That's what uh, the internal to external, the external to internal theory is all based on. Once it takes out an external, once price takes out an external target for liquidity, it'll go internal, which is fair value gaps, which is fair value gaps. Right. All right. We haven't we are due a pullback, and that pullback could come this week. All right. But just understand there's a big difference between a pullback and a reversal. All right. Pullbacks are natural in a trend. A reversal, that's not, that just means that trend ended. All right. And a new one is beginning. That's what that means. Let's go to the daily. Okay. And if we go over here, you can see I have marked where I'm looking for a price to come to. This is the invalidation point. All right. This is 1, 2. We need that third candle to create a fair value gap, which would allow us to see that the order flow is still bearish. All right. If price opens this next candle on Monday or Tuesday and puts candles that take up this high, all right, that take out this candle's low here. That's what I'm talking about. If it goes up that high, that means you know we don't have that, we don't have bearish order flow. We're going to have to start thinking that it may be bullish, all right, and it may go up to uh, uh, the next internal liquidity target. All right, that next bearish FVG. If we don't create a FVG here, a fair value gap here, all right, uh, there's a good chance that we'll go up to the next one. Actually, the next one, what am I doing up here? Actually, the next one is right here. Okay, so all right, and price could come up here. All right, and just turn down and go lower, and that's what I'm looking for. I'm bearish on. I'm weak. I have a weak outlook on the U.S. dollar. If it starts bullish, just understand there's news coming. We have uh, no news on Wednesday, no news on Monday. We have news on. We have consumer confidence. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. Oops, that's the wrong one. I took the wrong thing. Where did it go? All right, there it is. All right, sorry. If we look at this, we have Tuesday, we have consumer confidence, CPI. All right, and then we have on no news on Wednesday. Thursday we have the GDP. All right, and then on Friday we have core PCE. So uh, you know, I'm thinking that we may see some sideways action, and then we might come up here and touch this off and come on down. We may see uh, some consolidation this week in the U.S. dollar, so I'm going to bear that in mind. All right, if we go to the euro, I'm bullish on the euro. All right, against the U.S. dollar, even though the euro is not the strongest against the U.S. dollar, I'm going with the euro and the euro bullish, a bullish euro, and you can see that if we go to the weekly, that we had a very bullish week. All right, we've come to the 50% of this candle, the constant encroachment area, and you see where prices found some resistance there. We may get a slight bit of a pullback and then continue higher. You can see this was a great second candle, a great expansion candle. I'm looking to see how the third one develops this week. All right, how it closes, but on a daily basis, we have taken out a swing high, an old swing high. We've taken out this swing high, this swing high. We haven't had that strong pullback yet. All right, and then we get this pullback into the fair value gap. All right, after taking out an external point of liquidity, we come back to an internal point, and now we have taken out these highs. Thursday high, I'm looking for price. You see that blue line? I'm looking for price to continue higher. If price comes back down and takes out that blue line, that means we won't be making a bullish fair value gap on Monday or Tuesday, and that's not that would maybe signal that we may be going down further to another internal um, area of liquidity. But I'm looking for that high to get taken out as close to this high, which are relative equal highs, and that's a strong draw on price relative equal highs. So I'm looking for price to continue higher. Okay, I'm not interested in taking shorts in this market. All right, if we go to the pound, uh, pretty close to the same thing, but uh, same thing insofar as I'm bullish on the pound USD. You see how we took out this very important swing high, all right, and price closed beyond that high. I like when I see price trade through a swing high because that gives me a bullish intent. All right. And if it was just a wick high and then it starts coming back the other way, that means it hasn't finished business down here. I think that business is done down here, honestly. And you see the expansion on both of these candles. I'm looking for price. This is a weekly candle now. If price, uh, uh, this is the low of the fair value gap, the potential fair value gap to form. If price forms another one up here this week, closes this week, then we have our fair value gap right at a intermediate swing high, and I want to see price continue higher from there. I want to see price come into that fair value gap and go higher. Yes, on a week. That's on a weekly basis. If we go to the daily, you see that we have price trading through. You see the first bar for the lower boundary of a potential fair value gap. I'm looking for price to Monday or Tuesday close up here so that we have this bullish fair value gap, so that we know that price will probably trade back into it to continue higher. That's what I'm looking for. That is what I am looking for. If we go to the Aussie dollar, all right, on a daily basis, you can see price responded very well to this bullish fair value gap, and we have a swing high to target. That target is too close not to hit that, so I am looking beyond this high. I'm looking to this old high up here. This is a much more important swing high, right? There's a lot of liquidity above the here, and you have these relative equal highs not too far from that. I'm looking for price to be attracted to the smooth edges. All right, the proximity of these highs, I believe, will draw price way up here. I am really strong on Aussie this week, so I'm putting it in gold. Boom. All right, I'm putting it in gold. I like the pound as well. All right, I think you want to put some special attention on these two. Again, this is the invalidation point here. I got it right there. All right. If price continues past this and closes above this line or not, whether it closes above this line or not, as long as it hits it, that'd be great. But this is where you want to take profits if you're in longs. But I'm looking for price to form this fair value gap so that I know that if it goes past here, it'll probably come back to that fair value gap to continue higher. That's it. Okay. If price uh, wicks down to or closes at this point, if it reaches this point in any form or fashion, then we don't have a bullish fair value gap, and that means I might have to reassess what the order flow is. All right. If we go to the New Zealand dollar, we did get a close above that this swing high. All right, and you see how much momentum is in that bullish leg of structure. I'm looking for price to pull back. I'm looking for price to have a pullback of some kind into a potential. You see the line is there already, into a potential for a value gap that may form Monday, Tuesday, maybe Wednesday. All right, so I'm definitely looking for price. You see how price sought out the smooth edge. All right. That's why I'm looking for price to pull back. All right. So it may languish here for a little while, maybe until Thursday or Friday before it turns around. Who knows? But I think there's the possibility that we may consolidate here for a little bit and then before going higher. I'm not interested in taking shorts in this market. All right. Canadian dollar. You see that arrow? That's because it's reminding me that we just broke this consolidation here. All right, closed above it. I'm looking for price to come back into uh, this leg of structure, this bullish leg of structure, and find support. All right, there's a line there, as you can see, like I did with the other the other pairs. That I'm looking for price to form a fair value gap for price to come back into it before going higher. I'm looking for price to go higher against the CAD to go higher against the US dollar. I'm putting it that way. You understand? I'm stronger for the CAD than I am the US dollar. All right. This is CAD USD. CAD USD because this is the what do you call the futures. All right. Now this is USD CAD. I am bearish on the USD CAD. You understand? You see these lows here? I'm thinking price takes out this low and one by one takes out the other lows. But this one is first. All right. This one here. You see, I have my blue line there. I'm looking for the other one to form the other side of the fair value gap. And if price comes back into it, I'm looking to take a high probability trade to take out this low, then these lows. Easy enough. Okay. This is a break of structure here. You just don't ignore breaks of structure. That's what I look for. I look for a break of structure and look for price to pull back, and then take that take that take that trade that's going along with the trend. All right. This is the Swiss. All right. This is the Swiss dollar against the US dollar. All right. You see this swing high here? That's going to be my draw on liquidity. Okay. We have an untapped, an untested fair value gap. I would love for price to come back to this fair value gap before hitting this high, because I know it's going to power through up to this the ultimate drawing liquidity of that swing high, the old high over there. All right, but this is the immediate target. All right, price may have enough momentum to continue higher to take that. I would love to see it hit here so I could take a higher probability and have a higher profit margin. All right, to you know take a buy on those. I'm only interested in buys in this market. Okay, I'm not interested in sells. So if we can get past the midpoint of this long wick, we should be good to go. If we can close past that, I know that we're going to continue higher. If price finds resistance here, I'll be happy because we're coming back here. So I can take a high probability trade to the upside. If you want to take that short, you can. Not me. All right. US dollar Swiss, same thing, but just the opposite. US dollar Swiss coming down. Take out this low. All right. Take out this low. We may see price after taking out a swing low. We may see price pull back into a fair value gap, a bearish fair value gap. We may develop one down here, all right, before taking out this swing low. But I'm looking for price. I'm looking to short any pullbacks. I'm looking to short any pullbacks. Got it? All right. With the yen, this is the last one. All right. I'm bullish against the US dollar. I'm bullish against the US dollar. All right. So you can see on the weekly that price hit a lovely uh, demand zone, a bullish fair value gap here, and you sort of rally from it. But we got that big wick. All right, I got that the 50% of that wick. This is a weekly candle. I got the 50% of that wick. I want to see if price finds what do you call it? Uh, resistance there. All right, in that big wick, goes up into it. Stop this. Goes up into it and then comes back into a fair value gap. I'm hoping on a weekly basis that it price closes up here, so we have a bullish fair value gap that price can come in, and then we can take out that high. All right, that's on a weekly basis. Let's go on a daily. Let's go to the daily. All right. Yeah. Just you see the blue bar I have here. I'm just waiting for a price to go up higher and maybe find maybe close up here so we can have a bullish fair value gap. You see my bar there. All right, you see that blue bar there. I'm waiting for the other part to come in, close, so that we have this fair value gap, and then we can go up higher from there. All right, thank you for tuning in this week. All right, be careful next week with your trading. All right, it's going to be a little tricky. All right, because there's not a whole lot of news, but we have to wait for it. All right, so price may move sideways up until it starts to move with the trend. All right, so be careful. All right, I'll leave you a link for both of this video and the one prior for the indices, and may profits be upon you.